Good morning. Thank you for being here. I'm glad you're here because I received a text that they moved the caucus to Louisville. I want to thank my wife, Christy, our sons, Peyton and Preston, and my family who are here with me today for their sacrificial love and support over the years. It's been a privilege to be raised on a farm in Howe, to own a small business, and to raise my family right here as well. We love Northeast Indiana. We believe that patriotism is not a short burst of emotion, but the long and steady dedication of a lifetime. We still believe in the Constitution, the conservative values, and a common sense approach. We agree with Ronald Reagan, who said, "We the people tell the government what to do, not vice versa." But our founding principles have taken some tough hits recently from those who want to change America. As the freedoms we cherish are slowly chipped away, we cannot forget our cause. We must regroup. We must sharpen ourselves for the fight ahead. It will take determination and vigilance, ideas and solutions, decisive action, and a spirit of kindness. We must remind America that big government is not the answer to our problems, but that personal freedom requires personal responsibility. This is why I'm running, to attack the root of the problem in Washington, D.C., and reclaim freedom here in America. Since winning our first election in 2002 against a Democrat incumbent, we have won 4 contested races in good times and bad. And being willing to take one of the most unmovable politicians in Senator Bayh and taking him on, we have a record of uniting those who stand for conservative values. Going into this crucial fall election, Republicans need to have strong candidates on the ballot with a positive message and a proven record. I have both. And ladies and gentlemen, I ask that we unite as a party in order to preserve strong representation from home. As a state senator, I've listened regarding concerns and new ideas. And as your congressman, I will continue to do the same. Forget the political think tanks. Elected officials just need to listen to their friends and neighbors to discover that Hoosier ingenuity works. From farmers to foremen, we the people of Northeast Indiana are some of the most hardworking, generous, and God-fearing people in America. We are determined to hand a future to our children full of hope and limitless possibilities. Let's start today by sending a message to Washington that we will refuse bailouts, reject government takeovers, and reverse this government-run health care. We will solve our own problems, and we will cut the federal government back down to the size of the original piece of parchment it was written on. It's time to be proactive and start winning the fight for our future. I humbly ask for your vote to represent our values and fight for our freedoms in our United States Congress. Thank you, and God bless America.
Thank you for the introduction, Matt, and thanks for your service to the state of Indiana, but more importantly, thank you for your friendship. I would also like to thank my wife of 16 years, Kelly, and my beautiful family for their support. Today, I'm asking for your vote to represent you in the United States Congress. My name is Randy Borror, and I'm from Northern Indiana. I grew up on a small farm in Wells County, and when I say small, I mean small. I remember when my dad cranked the tractor to start it. I remember riding on a metal seat of a 2-row bean planter. Big farmer, we were not, but we just learned how to work hard. That hard work paid off. I was the only one in my family to earn a 4-year degree from college. I've been blessed in my life by receiving a hand up from so many people. Frankly, that's the only reason I'm standing before you today. I remember standing in a line when I was a kid to get free cheese for my mom, or with my mom, and I remember having dinner with President Reagan when I was in my 20s. I had the fortunate experience of working at the National Republican Senatorial Committee to re-elect 13 United States senators and to regain the majority in the U.S. Senate. Upon having dinner with Ronald Reagan in 1984, I decided I would devote myself to preserving that American dream. I'm a great example of living the American dream, and I want to keep that dream alive for Sydney, my 12-year-old daughter. I'm proud of my 9 years in the legislature. I have a 100% voting record, pro-life issues, and I defend the Second Amendment, and I will tell you, I will defend that Second Amendment in Washington, D.C. every day of the week. As a legislator, I have fought hard to reduce regulations in the state of Indiana and gotten government off the backs of small business where the jobs are created not only in Indiana, but in America. I am the only candidate who serves on the State Budget Committee and who has had an active hand in crafting the last 2 balanced budgets in our state. I'm the only candidate for the last 2 years in a row who has submitted a state spending cap. It's not that we don't pay enough in taxes, it's simply that government spends too much money. It's time for Washington to hear that loud and clear, and I intend to carry that message to Washington, D.C. I'm equally proud of the years that I've spent in private employment and in private sector employing people in our area. I understand what it's like to make a payroll. And I also know that government is choking the life out of small business, and that's where the jobs are made in Indiana and in America, and I'll carry that message also. Never has a time been more important for leadership in the 3rd District. Never has the ability to hit the ground running been more important. My name is Randy Borror, and I provide proven leadership for Northern Indiana. Let us begin today. Let all of us in this gymnasium begin today in making America a better place. Let's elect the strongest candidate to represent us in November and on the floor of the House of our Congress. I am Randy Borror, and I am that candidate. I would greatly appreciate your vote.
Kelly, thank you. I want to take this opportunity to thank my wife, Tasha, a dedicated wife for 14 years. That's so important. My 2 boys, Jake and Luke, as well. And to you, the precinct committeemen, for your service to this party. It is very appreciated. Our country and the 3rd District are in need of new leaders, and we're badly in need of new leaders. Leaders with new vision, leaders that will unite, and leaders that can be trusted. My background has prepared me perfectly for the job that lies ahead. While in Jacksonville, Florida, I was appointed by the mayor to serve and did so faithfully. I managed my own department, including the budget. And in the last few years, I've built very strong bonds with current members of Congress and have sat one-on-one with them in their office in Washington, talking about legislative policies. For nearly 2 decades, I've been a recognized television anchor and public servant, but what I'm most proud of is a segment that I created where we fought for people that had no other voice. We had many hard-fought federal victories that came with federal issues, and that success came from applying the right pressure in the right spot to government agencies that were mismanaging and not serving the public. We need critical minds in Washington more than we've ever needed them before. Minds that will stand up without fear to government agencies and companies that are not doing right by the people. We must put an end to out-of-control federal spending that is threatening our American way of life. We also have to have sound economic policies and energy policies that will help us bring back jobs that we need so badly in our communities. And we must also protect innocent life in this country. Over the last year, voters have sent very strong messages to career politicians and to also people that have been in office a number of years as incumbents. Just this week, 2 candidates without political backgrounds celebrated victories in very high-profile races. Both parties in the past have been handed defeats when they refused to listen to the will of the people. I've heard the same frustration from the same people in these counties, all 8 counties that I've been to. Good people that are outraged by the direction of our country and the future of their children and grandchildren. You know, many in this room have reminded me about how important it is to follow the path of different Mike Pence and Ronald Reagan who have come from a similar background as myself. I will make sure Hoosier concerns are heard loud and clear in Washington, and I believe in myself as an effective communicator. If elected, I will fight for all 8 counties. I was born in Cherubusco, a small town. I have a very strong bond to the small, close-knit communities that make Northeast Indiana so special. It is great, and that's where I understood the upbringing, where I learned faith first and family second. We must not, though, lose sight of the ultimate goal. That is to win and win soundly in November and keep this seat in Republican control. We understand that. I've had many in this community come up to me recently in the past few weeks saying I'm the perfect candidate to not only unite the party, but also be a strong fundraiser and bring new voters to our party that will allow us to be stronger as we head forward. We certainly have an opportunity to not only unite, but emerge even stronger than where we've been before. And today, I ask for your vote as we start a new chapter of leadership in the district. Thank you.